Now, it's time to get loud and say it with me. This is Monster Jam! It's time to kick things off with the JCB Racing competition. All 12 trucks have been seeded into the bracket based on the results from last weekend's event in Birmingham, Alabama. We're going to follow that bracket from round one on to round two, eventually on to the semifinals, and then the JCB Racing finals, where two will compete for the first 12 points towards the overall event championship. If you take a look up at the video board, you will see how the bracket lays out. Now keep in mind, all of the races here today will be timed by the Finish Links timing system, which is accurate to 1/1000th of a second. It's the same system they use in the Indy 500, the Kentucky Derby, and the Olympics. And we've already seen a few times on Stadium Championship Series West that photo finish comes down to a fraction of a second. Our round one matchups: Gravedigger versus Velociraptor, Zombie taking on Son of a Digger as a pair of World Finals racing champions go head to head. And then it's Vendetta taking on Megalodon as Vendetta tries to get a little bit closer to evening the score there between Corey Rummel. And then last but certainly not least, here in round one, El Toro Loco and Monster Mutt will face off against each other in a battle of teammates. So, who's ready for JCB Racing? Coming up first, racing out of the gray lane from Oskaloosa, Iowa, it's Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. And his opponent, racing out of the red lane from right here in the Pacific Northwest of Shaw, Oregon, David Alford, Velociraptor. These two facing off for the first time this season. They're set. Let's go green. Your winner is Gravedigger. Tyler Menninga able to get the win. David Alford not able to capitalize and continue the momentum from his racing win last weekend when he captured his first career Stadium JCB Racing win. This time, Tyler Menninga gets the better of him as he will move on to round number two. The times on the board are official, and it was not particularly close. 21.785 for your winner, 27.856 for your loser. Velociraptor headed home. Gravedigger is moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been given some word by the Monster Jam officials that the recovery team is about to hit the floor for your winner, Gravedigger. That means Tyler Menninga now in jeopardy. He does have a lot of time with 3 more round 1 races to come, but his crew chief is going to have to look at that Monster Jam truck immediately right out of the gate, as his advancement here in JCB Racing now completely in jeopardy. So it is an unbelievable turn of events right out of the gate here in JCB Racing. Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger, he comes over from Stadium Championship Series East. He takes the big time win, and now all of a sudden his truck is in trouble. Lindsay Noble, what do you got for us?
You know, the thing is Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger always says it, lane choice is everything. And when you see that happen out of David Oford in Velociraptor, being that he just came off of really being that reigning JCB Racing winner last weekend, it's definitely tough to see. You know, you got to shake your head at something like that, because we're not only at the mercy of these Monster Jam trucks, but we're at the mercy of these track conditions being unpredictable, especially when you don't get a chance at practice. But this lineup here, as we're looking forward, is pretty incredible, because when you see someone like Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger lined up here on the track up against Todd LeDuc and Zombie, with Todd LeDuc having lane choice, John, this is incredible, because we know that Ryan Anderson can compete in either lane, no problem, but he definitely does not have his preferred choice of lanes right now.
Well, you know, it's funny because you look at what just went on with Gravedigger and Tyler Menninga, and we got a good shot inside of that cab from his onboard camera. He looked like he was in good spirits. You see him kind of gesture out to the Monster Jam fans, something he's known for. You can almost see a little bit of a smile on his face underneath the visor of his helmet. But again, his crew chief Gio Andino has his work cut out for him. And Lindsay, I know you'll do your best to make sure these Monster Jam fans know the status of Gravedigger, not only for the rest of JCB Racing, but the rest of today's event. Meanwhile, coming up next, racing out of the gray lane, it's Todd LeDuc, Zombie. His opponent in the red lane, Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger. It is a showdown of former world racing champions. They're set. Let's go green. And there, Zombie finally crosses the finish line, but it is way too late. Your winner, Son of a Digger. And you can see right there this very intricate Monster Jam track posing some problems even for a former racing world champion in Todd LeDuc. First time ever driving Zombie, which means the sight lines, he's not used to it. First time ever competing on this track this season. So you can see, really doesn't have all his wits about him, and that's what leads to a time of 30.905, able to save it, able to recover and finish the race. But meanwhile, it's a new fastest time for Son of a Digger, 20.548. Coming up next, racing out of the gray lane, it's Mike Christensen, Vendetta. His opponent in the red lane, Corey Rummel, Megalodon. These two facing off for the 8th time this season, and so far it's mostly Megalodon with a 5-2 advantage. Vendetta trying to inch a bit closer with a big win here. They're set. Let's go green. For all the fans here in Seattle, Washington, and all the fans watching around the world on YouTube Live, that is too close to call, whether you're sitting in the stands or sitting on your couch. We're going to go to the Finish Links timing system, and your winner is Megalodon. An incredible incredibly fast race from both competitors, and certainly the closest one we've seen thus far. Vendetta did all that he could, but in the end, it is another win for Megalodon, 21.1, set 5-7. He moves on to round number 2. To close out round number 1, we have a Team Scream showdown. Up first in the gray lane, it's Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. His opponent, racing out of the red lane, Chris Kohler, Monster Mud. This is the 5th meeting between these two, and so far it's a 3-1 advantage in favor of El Toro Loco, as the Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, Chris Kohler, looks to get a bit closer here in Seattle. They're set. Let's go green. And he will indeed inch a little bit closer. Your winner is Monster Mud. Chris Kohler made some great strides last season in JCB racing in his rookie year. He was able to win this competition a few times. Here today, it's the tale of 2 seasons, as he's been stuck in his own way all season long, but now able to get the victory with a very good time and a very smooth run, 20.610. There's your winner, Chris Kohler and Monster Mud. Round 1 of JCB racing already in the rear view mirror. Let's take a look up at the video board and see how round number 2 shakes out. We saw Gravedigger take the win over Velociraptor, but of course there the plot thickens for Tyler Menninga and his crew chief. Then it was Son of a Digger with a big time win over Zombie. A photo finish, the closest race so far between Megalodon and Vendetta, goes the way of the Big Shark. And from moments ago, Monster Mud and Chris Kohler able to get a little bit of revenge over his teammate as he takes down El Toro Loco. But I've been told that Lindsay Noble has a little bit of an update on Gravedigger from the pits. Lindsay, what can you tell us?
Yeah, if you fans were over there on the gray lane side, you saw Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger having a hard time turning that back tire. What has been happening is that rear steer line and that rear steering completely was a little bit locked in place. So what that means is his crew chief Gio and Dino went ahead, went back there in the pits, and they're making sure that they recheck that, and they're making sure that alignment is completely correct so that he can use that rear steer switch and get completely set up. That's something though that I think we're seeing because of the fact we didn't have practice yesterday. We didn't get to do that shakedown, and we may be seeing those electrical issues here today.
Monster Jam fans, I don't know about you, but I was on the edge of my seat during round 1, but now it is time for round 2. The fastest 4 have made it on into round 2, and they will be matched up against the fastest 4 from last weekend in Birmingham, Alabama, who received that automatic bye. Keep in mind that only the fastest 4 after this will make it into the semifinal round, and there will only be one Monster Jam Racing winner. So, Lumen Field, make some noise if you want to see more JCB Racing.
Coming up first, advancing from round number 1 in the gray lane, it's Ryan Anderson, Son of a Digger. And his opponent, racing out of the red lane, Jim Kohler, Avenger. These two incredible competitors, believe it or not, facing off for the first time this season. Who will win? Your winner is Son of a Digger. Jim Kohler made it a race. Avenger was looking smooth until the final turn pole, and then things went awry. We'll check out the super glue glued to the action replay right here. You can see how wide Avenger has to swing out. He loses control. Meanwhile, Ryan Anderson, like he's done over 45 times this season, incredibly smooth. He flies across the finish line. He gets the win, and look at that time, a new fastest time of the night, 20.134 for Ryan Anderson. Coming up next, racing out of the gray lane, it's Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris. And his opponent, advancing from round number 1, racing in the red lane, Corey Rummel, Megalodon. This is the third meeting between these two, and they've got one win apiece. This will break the tie. Let's go! And your winner is Megalodon. I was about to say that although he buckled, Colt Stevens able to maintain composure as he bicycled, set it back down, and he was still in the race. But then he slips up for a second time, could not save it at all. He winds up on his side, and that means an easy victory for Megalodon, 21.460. And Thunder Roris will receive a DNF. That is a did not finish for failing to cross the finish line. But Megalodon and Corey Rummel is headed to the final 4 of the semifinals. Monster Jam fans, earlier we got a bit of an update from Lindsey Noble as to the status of Gravedigger. It does seem as though he will be able to compete, at least that's what they're telling us, and they have dropped that pair. So Gravedigger and Bakugan Dragonoid, they were supposed to be the first matchup in round number 2 to give Gravedigger every opportunity to compete. They have been dropped to the last matchup here in round 2, which means they are one race away. So Gio Andino, his crew chief, in a race against time to get Gravedigger back here in round 2 of JCB Racing. Coming up next here in round number 2, advancing from round 1 and racing in the gray lane, it's Chris Kohler, Monster Mutt. His opponent in the red lane, Caleb Blood, Soldier Fortune. These two meeting for the third time this season, and so far it's 2-0 in favor of Monster Mutt. Let's go green. Your winner is Soldier Fortune. Kayla Blood will pick up her first win of the season against Chris Kohler and Monster Mutt, and in doing so, she will move on to the semifinal round for the third time this season. When you watch that on instant replay, you'll see two different approaches to that race, and they had to make up a little bit of time, but Soldier Fortune able to throw it down with a great time, 21.402. Kayla Blood and Soldier Fortune moving on to the semifinals. We've got one competitor out on the track in the red lane. It's Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. He was on the 60-second clock, but he makes it back with time to spare in the gray lane. Tyler Meninga, Gravedigger. Two of the fastest, two of the best racers in the entire sport about to face off head-to-head like they've done so many times before. Bakugan Dragonoid is set, Gravedigger locked in, let's go green. Too close to call with the naked eye, and to be sure, we are going to take a look at the instant replay while the Monster Jam officials review the finish links timing system, which is accurate to 1/1000th of a second. To my viewpoint up here, it looks like the win is going to go by inches to Bakugan Dragonoid, and yes, indeed it will, with a new fastest time, 19.906. Camden Murphy is your winner. Unbelievable races there in round two, which get us to the semifinal round. And moments ago, we saw Camden Murphy with a new fast time, and he needed every bit of it to take down the invading Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger to move on to the semifinals. And then it was Son of a Digger getting the win over Avenger. We saw Megalodon take down Thunder Rorus with the aid of that rollover, and it was a great win, a banner win for Soldier Fortune, taking down Monster Mutt, which means your Final Four is set here in JCB Racing.
It's time for the semifinal round of the JCB Racing competition. The fastest four of these Monster Jam superstars have made it into the semifinal round. Keep in mind, only two will make it into the finals, and only one will take home that JCB Racing competition win and the first 12 points of tonight's event. So, Lumen Field, who is ready for the semifinal round of JCB Racing?
We've got two competitors out on the track that, believe it or not, are looking for their first JCB Racing competition win of the year. It's going to be Megalodon versus Soldier Fortune. These two have knocked on the door all season long, but have fallen just short time and time again of the ultimate prize. They're set. Let's go. Your winner is Megalodon. They were stride for stride the entire way, watching from up here in the perch. They were hitting all of their marks at almost identical times. And then right there is where everything went wrong for Kayla Blood. Maybe she took a quick sneak peek over at what Megalodon was doing and where he was, and she winds up on her side. That is our second DNF did not finish of the evening. Meanwhile, Megalodon 20.772, which means that Corey Rummel is moving on to the finals for the third time this season.
As promised, Monster Jam fans, I am hanging out in the stands, and that's my favorite part because I get to hang out with all of these incredible fans. Can you introduce yourself to everybody for me?
Hi, my name is Clarabelle.
Now, Clarabelle wants to actually participate in a Monster Jam trivia question. So, Clarabelle, I want to direct your attention on over to the video board to see what the trivia question of today is. All right, I don't want you to jump the gun on this, okay? I want you to really take your time because I want you to get the answer right. I heard a lot of fans say a couple of different answers, but if you were paying attention during trackside, someone did mention it today. So if you had to take a wild guess, how much do you think a Monster Jam truck weighs?
I'm going to go with C.
So she thinks it's 12,000 pounds. Let's take a look at the video board and see how much does a Monster Jam truck weigh. That is correct. It is 12,000 pounds. Great job, Clarabelle. Monster Jam fans, make some noise for yourselves and for Clarabelle. We're having fun in the stands, and sit tight for more of the racing competition. It's underway.
We've got one finalist. That means that we need one more. There's a live look in at the man with the best racing winning percentage in the entire sport in stadium competition. Ryan Anderson making his way over to the starting line along with Camden Murphy as we look to set the finals here in JCB Racing. This is a marquee matchup, if there ever was one. Once again, two of the fastest in our sport, set and ready to do battle. It's going to be Son of a Digger taking on Bakugan Dragonoid. Each competitor has at least one JCB Racing win so far this season, looking to add to that total right here, right now. An insanely close finish, and to be sure, thank goodness for that finish links timing system. We will take another look while we take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. The Monster Jam officials review that photo finish on the finish links timing system. Your winner is Bakugan Dragonoid. Two of the fastest times all night here in Lumen Field, but this time it is Camden Murphy who gets the better of Ryan Anderson, and that means Bakugan Dragonoid is moving on to the JCB Racing Finals. It has been a racing competition filled with twists and turns, but now we are down to the final two as they compete for the first 12 points towards the overall event championship. Are you ready to meet your final contenders? Coming up first, racing out of the gray lane from North Jackson, Ohio, Corey Rummel, Megalodon. His opponent in the red lane from Itasca, Illinois, Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. Camden Murphy in search of racing competition win number 3 on the year. It would be the first one for Corey Rummel and Megalodon. A little bit of a staging battle here as they back off and they approach or reapproach their respective starting lines. We're looking for 4 amber lights across the board. They're looking down in the same end zone that faces the Seattle skyline. We've got 3 lights. Looking for a 4th. There it is. Let's go racing! That is a runaway victory for Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid. He had it all the way as Megalodon makes a critical error through the turn and winds up on his side in the same spot that plagued Colt Stevens and Thunderoris, going all the way back to round number 2. Maybe it was the conditions of the track. Maybe it was lining up against the man with the fastest time of the night. Maybe it was something altogether different. But no matter, even his crew chief Craig celebrates because your winner is Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid. He will pick up racing win number 3 on the season, like I mentioned earlier, and maybe none bigger after what happened to that man in the semifinals last weekend. There's your winner, Seattle, Bakugan Dragonoid!
Congratulations to Camden Murphy, Bakugan, and Dragonoid. We started this saying lane choice is everything, but people were surprised that you kept wanting this red lane. What was going right for you when you were lining up?
Just a lot of luck. I did not think that lane was going to be the one either. All of us talked before the event. We all thought that lane, the right lane, was going to be the one we all wanted. But man, once I wanted it, I felt good in it. It was super, super ruddy out here. So, man, I just figured if I just make a good, clean run, feels good. But man, it's good to see Corey out there. But man, tough to see kind of a roll. But man, I'm glad we take the win.
And all that mattered there is that you stayed on all 4 PKT tires, and that was what you were able to do, especially in this dirt construction. That is definitely something that you want to be proud of with these conditions. But we're moving on to Great Clip Skills Challenge, and you, I think, are a master. So do so many of these Seattle fans. It's the control, it's the balance that we see from you. How do you maintain that, and how can you really stand out amongst your competitors?
Well, you know, that's why it's called the Great Clip Skills 2-Wheel Skills Challenge, because we are on 2 wheels or no wheels. We're going to get wild out here. My career started in these arenas when we're getting bounced these 12,000-pound trucks out there. There's a lot of great competitors out here, but you know what? We're going to give it our all. But are you guys having fun so far, Seattle?
Another huge congratulations to Camden Murphy and Bakugan Dragonoid after last weekend in an unfortunate turn of events where his truck just died at the line in the semifinals. He is able to battle all the way back and grab that JCB Racing win. Let's take a look up at the video board and see where the point standings are with 1 competition down and 2 to go. And of course you're going to find Bakugan Dragonoid at the top off the strength of that win with 12 points. He's followed by Megalodon and Son of a Digger to round out the top 3. Then we've got Soldier, Fortune, Gravedigger, and Avenger in the top 6. Let's flip that over and check out the bottom 6 that have a little bit more work to do. It starts with Monster Mutt in 7th place with 6 points, Thunderoris with 5, Vendetta in 9th, El Toro Loco, Velociraptor, and believe it or not, Todd LeDuc and Zombie down in your 12th spot. Camden Murphy talked about it a little bit already with Lindsay Noble out there on the track. Coming up next, we've got the Great Clip Skills Challenge, and this is where you're going to see some of the most technical moves in our sport put on full display. Now remember, the drivers are going to have the opportunity to either display 2 attempts at a 2-wheel maneuver or just 1 attempt at an unbelievable event-stopping donut. Let's take another look up at the video board and watch out some of those moves in real time. Take a look up at the video board, ladies and gentlemen. You can see Corey Rummel, the driver of Megalodon, who also does a lot of work crewing on that Monster Jam truck. Moments ago, he was underneath the front end. Now he has disappeared to the back end of that Monster Jam truck. I'm being told he's having some radiator issues, and you can see one of our USHRA safety officials hanging out with him, checking in on the status of that truck, and you can see them having a conversation about what's going on. Lindsay, what can you tell us, if anything, about Megalodon?
Yeah, you're seeing right there, Corey Rummel definitely a little bit disappointed, and that's something that I kind of just mentioned is when you're going to the finals, you're going to have some issues with that truck getting so hot. These trucks get upwards of 300 degrees when it comes to that transmission, when it comes to that motor, and that radiator is working so hard. So definitely Corey Rummel being part of Team Scream, working on his own Monster Jam truck. He knows it in and out, so right now you're seeing him kind of figure out how can he tie up loose ends. You also saw him on the back of that truck fueling up with methanol. So he's good when it comes to fueling. He's good with nuts and bolts, but I'll keep you guys updated as far as that radiator goes and if there's anything further.
Lindsay, we see on the video board now a few more people have joined into the fray, including his crew chief and a few of those other USHRA individuals. He is in the truck, though, and it looks like everything might be diagnosed, and that means coming up next, we're going to get into the Great Clips Skills Challenge. You're going to be the determiners of who walks away with the win here in this competition. For more on how that's going to work, let's toss it down to Yanissa Cruz.
That's right, John. Like I said earlier, this is where everyone in Lumen Field plays that pivotal role in tonight's competition. Coming up next is the Great Clip Skills Challenge. So I need everyone to take out your cell phones right now and go to judgeszone.com. Up on the video board is the Scan to Score QR code that will take you there automatically. You want to already have that pulled up because, like I said, at the end of each one of these drivers' runs, you have only 20 seconds on the clock to get your score in and hit that submit button before scores are locked. Like I said as well, each one of these drivers is counting on all of you to score both accurately and fairly. We have 12 drivers. We have lots of you, so lots of scoring. We're looking forward to lots of scoring tonight. Monster Jam fans, it looks like we're just about ready, so I just have one question for you. Who is ready for the Great Clip Skills Challenge?
Coming up first, in the closest that he will be to his hometown all season long, he is running from the Pacific Northwest of Shaw, Oregon, representing Team Throttle Monster. It's David Olfert, Velociraptor. Look at the balance right there on full display from David Olfert, frozen in suspended animation right there on the 50-yard line here in Lumen Field. He sets it down with one attempt remaining. Great truck awareness right there. It looked like he was not going to be able to hold that balance. Unbelievable technical prowess from the former crew chief turned superstar.
Make some noise for David Olfert, Velociraptor. Now is your very first opportunity to score during the Great Clip Skills Challenge. That clock is already counting down from 20 seconds. On the video board is the scan to score QR code that will take you directly to judgeszone.com. Once again, remember to put in the code SEA. Slide that BKT tire up or down, select that score, and don't forget to hit that submit button.
We've got fans watching all over the world on YouTube Live, but remember, that scoring over at judgeszone.com is only going to be reflected by the faithful who are joining us in person here in Seattle in Lumen Field. And meanwhile, it's David Olfert throwing down a great run to open things up. Let's see what you came up with for the first time here tonight. 7.238, a very good score, and that is your score to beat. Up next, here comes Todd LeDuc, Zombie. Todd LeDuc showing some zombie arm love to both sides of the stadium. Great balance there on the bicycle, and he has one attempt to go.
Make some noise for Todd LeDuc, Zombie. And make sure you score right now at judgeszone.com. A little bit of over-rotation over in that red lane. Unfortunately, couldn't land on all 4 BKT tires, but he does still qualify for that score at judgeszone.com. Make sure you scan the QR code up on the video board and get that score in before scores are locked. There's a little less than 10 seconds still on that clock.
Todd LeDuc maybe going to the well one too many times. That first bicycle executed to perfection. The second one, you can see right there, could not maintain the center of gravity, and he winds up on his lid. Will that affect his score? Let's find out from judgeszone.com. It did indeed affect his score. Only a 5.150 right now. That's good enough for second place, but I doubt that that's going to hold up as high as it is right now.
Todd LeDuc in Zombie, one of those drivers that is always coming out here and definitely wanting to show you guys that wow factor. So here in this skills challenge, what you're going to see is technical moves that are a little different from each driver. They don't want to show you the exact same thing, so they're going to try to mix it up, but definitely they're with a rollover going to have to be pulled back in the pits and make sure that that Monster Jam truck is okay. I'm watching his crew chief right now, Julian, and he's chatting with him, making sure that everything is good to go. But I talk about this track condition, and you heard Todd say that it's almost like a gravel road, that it's very similar to being sort of like mud that's coming through, and with that rain, it's really made it to where it's very rocky. So what that means is those BKT tires are going to be slipping and sliding quite a bit out here. So it'll be interesting how these drivers manage to work technicality-wise and figure out what works for them. We may even see some donuts out here, but personally for me, I love to see the bicycles and I love to see the moonwalks, but I can guarantee you that these competitors are so great when it comes to the skills challenge, and they've been looking forward to showing Seattle exactly what they can do in these 12,000-pound Monster Jam trucks.
As you get a good look at that Zombie Monster Jam truck pulling back to the pit, remember this is the first time ever that Todd LeDuc is driving this Monster Jam truck with no practice yesterday afternoon. And you can see those zombie arms just kind of sticking out in the front. That provides a lot of difficulty there for your sight lines, especially if you are not used to driving this particular Monster Jam truck. And that's what Todd LeDuc has had to contend with as he has pressed into duty here with just about 3 days notice. But meanwhile, take a look up at the video board. There is the Great Clip Skills Challenge leaderboard. It is an early looking 10 trucks still to come. Right now, Velociraptor holds down that top spot, 7.238, and Zombie in second place with that 5.150. But it remains to be seen whether either one of those scores will hold up as high as they are. Time to get back into the action, this time with not only the captain of Team Throttle Monster, but the 2023 Co-Breakout Driver of the Year, Mike Christensen, Vendetta. A picture-perfect slap wheelie right there from Mike Christensen, and he has one attempt to play with.
Make some noise for Mike Christensen, Vendetta. And go ahead right now and scan on the QR code, QR code on the video board to get to judgeszone.com. Make sure you go ahead and get that score in ASAP, because like I said, that clock starts ticking from the moment each one of these runs is complete. Each driver is counting on you to score both accurately and fairly.
For me, the highlight was that first attempt when Mike Christensen executed that slap wheelie. The second attempt did not go his way. Able to get the stoppie, but I think he was looking for a little bit more vertical position. Has to set it down early. Either way, let's see what you came up with at judgeszone.com. A 4.461. That's going to be third place for now. Score to beat still Velociraptor. Coming up next, all the way from Leicester, Massachusetts, it's the former volunteer fireman. It's Joe Foley and El Toro Loco. A nice combination right there. That is the slap wheelie into a bit of a sky wheelie. He has one attempt to go.
Keep that applause going for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. And while you're throwing up those bullhorns, make sure you score right now at judgeszone.com. 2 incredible attempts definitely qualifies for that score. So make sure you get them in before scores are locked.
And remember, Monster Jam fans here in attendance in Seattle, your scores count for all of these competitors. Those watching on YouTube Live, we appreciate the attempt at participation, but any scores that try to come in will not count for these competitors. But what a great run from El Toro Loco. A lot of balance, a lot of precision in that run. Let's see what you thought. First, reminder of the score to beat, 7.238. With Velociraptor, the score for El Toro Loco is... We will have a new leader, 8.753. El Toro Loco now in your top spot. We're going to keep it with Team Scream, this time with the captain, Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler, Avenger.
See those cell phones out right now at judgeszone.com. Make sure you get that score in, because like I said, Seattle, all of these Monster Jam Superstar scores lie right in your hands. Get them out right now and get that score in before scores are locked.
We have liftoff, courtesy of Jim Kohler. Look at the air and the vertical position during that sky wheelie. I mean, the first one was good. The second one was highlight reel worthy. But will it be enough? Right now, your score to beat belongs to his teammate, 8.753 with El Toro Loco. The score for Avenger is... close, but not enough. 8.582, still a very, very good score after an incredible run from one of the best to ever do it, Jim Kohler. And there you see on the video board how things stack up. Those last two runs have really shaken up that leaderboard. El Toro Loco from 2 trucks ago in your top spot. Avenger from moments ago in second place. And that's going to push everybody else down the ladder one rung. Velociraptor into third, Zombie down into fourth, and Vendetta down into fifth place. Still a lot of trucks to come here in this competition, but like I said, those last two runs from El Toro Loco and Avenger have really shaken things up and really upped the ante here in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. We'll see if anybody can get the better of those two. Coming up next, it's Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris. That will count as an attempt right there from Thunder Roris and Colt Stevens, which means he has one attempt to go.
Put your hands together for Colt Stevens, Thunder Roris. Make sure you score at judgeszone.com. We're halfway through the Great Clip Skills Challenge, so I know you already know the drill, but I have to emphasize again, you want to make sure you get that score in the nick of time, because that clock starts ticking down from 20 seconds immediately at the end of the run. So make sure you score now, right now, at judgeszone.com.
And of course, once again, only the scores from live and in person here in Lumen Field will count for these competitors. Colt Stevens with a good run, but I don't think he got everything he wanted out of that run, especially in that first attempt. Let's check out your scores from judgeszone.com. Only a 5.865. That's not going to be nearly enough to get it done here tonight. Coming up next, it's the big dog, Chris Kohler, Monster Mutt. What a save from Chris Kohler and Monster Mutt, and he unbelievably is still going. One more attempt on the board.
Make some noise for Chris Kohler and Monster Mutt. Absolutely incredible. Head on over to judgeszone.com right now. He does qualify for that score. Couldn't quite land on all 4 BKT tires, but that first save was incredible. Get those scores in right now.
I thought maybe he would do it again, but look at that right there. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat as he is able to flip back over onto all 4 BKT tires. Here you can see he tried to throttle through, but just not enough points of contact. Those tires could not make contact with the dirt in a meaningful enough way to lift 12,000 pounds back over on all 4 BKT tires a second time. Right now, your score to beat belongs to El Toro Loco, 8.753. The score for Monster Mutt is... wow, not enough. As a matter of fact, only enough for third place, 7.465. Really hurt him not being able to save that second attempt.
Monster Jam fans, once again, I am hanging out in the stands. Like I said, this is my favorite part because I get to enjoy talking to all of you incredible fans. To my right, I want her to introduce herself to you and who she's with today.
Natalia.
And who did you bring with you today?
My son Giovanni.
Now, they're going to actually participate in something I like to call our head-to-head showdown. Now, Natalia, you and your son have 15 seconds. You'll see a 15-second timer right there on the video board. 15 seconds to name as many colors as you possibly can. And as soon as that time runs out, you have to stop. And there's a second part of this, but I'll tell you about that in a moment. You ready? You want to see if you can do it? All right. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, gray, black, white, brown, pink, neon pink, hot pink, Barbie pink, forest green, indigo, teal, purple, light purple, hot purple.
Wow, 19. That might be the most that I have seen in quite some time. Great job, Natalia. Now, here's a special thing. We just saw Monster Mutt out on the track. Chris Kohler also loves colors, and he is a part of our head-to-head showdown. So in a moment, you'll see him on the video board. Let's see if you guessed more colors than Chris Kohler. It looks like Natalia won. Now, Natalia, we love hanging out at Monster Jam, and I'm so glad you participated with me today. I have something special for you coming down in just a moment. I have another Megalodon truck. This is our Megalodon Storm for you and your son to take home. Like I said before, Monster Jam fans, this can not only ride on concrete, dirt, or grass, it also can ride on water. There you see it right here on the left. We have a little mini controller, and everything you see on the side of this comes with this truck. All of our toys are brought to you by our authentic line of toys, brought to you by Spin Master. So if you want to get your hands on this just like Natalia just did, feel free to check us out at monsterjam.com or at your local Walmart. Give it up one more time for Natalia and her son.
Coming up next, it is the Two-Wheel Skills World Finals champion. It is Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. It looks like Gravedigger is measuring off for a bicycle or maybe a sidewall donut attempt. We'll see if Tyler likes what he feels underneath those wheels. That is a combination move right there. That is just one attempt from Tyler Menninga, one to go.
Put your hands together for Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. And make sure you go ahead and score right now at judgeszone.com. I see a lot of you on there right now. Keep in mind, each one of these drivers is counting on their scores to make it onto judgeszone.com in less than 20 seconds. So go ahead and score, and don't forget to hit that submit button.
All the fans watching here in Seattle, all the fans watching live around the world, you're used to watching Tyler Menninga do things just like this that you see on the video board. He never stops. He is never out of the count, and he is able to continue to keep on pushing. Let's see what you came up with at judgeszone.com. .521, a good score, but only enough for third place. Your score to beat, still El Toro Loco. Coming up next, all the way from Lafayette, Louisiana, it's Caleb Blood, Soldier Fortune. Caleb Blood just kept pushing and pushing and pushing to save that truck, and she has one attempt to go.
right, Monster Jam fans, while you are cheering, go score right now at judgeszone.com. The QR code is up on the video board. The clock is ticking, and Kayla Blood is counting on all of you amazing fans to get that score in right now. Make sure you don't forget to hit that submit button as well.
Seattle, there's one thing you got to know about Kayla Blood, and she is a tight rope walker out there in the two-wheel skills challenge. I thought she was going to roll 3 or 4 different times throughout both attempts, but she just pushes the limit and toes the razor's edge and puts together a great run. But will it be a first place run? Score to beat 8.753. Seattle, the world watching on YouTube, the score for Soldier Fortune is new leader, Kayla Blood. Off the strength of that run, Kayla Blood leapfrogs over the rest of the field, the only driver thus far over that 9-point threshold, 9.292. And that's going to push everybody else down the ladder with just 3 competitors remaining. Soldier Fortune all alone in first place. But right on cue, here comes a tough customer. It is Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. Ryan Anderson with his version of the maximum moonwalk off the Morgan and Morgan backflip ramp, making it look easy. Son of a digger sets down his crew chief, looking on with 1 attempt left. The bicycle moonwalk combo.
Make some noise for Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. And make sure you score right now at judgeszone.com. Son of a digger really threw down during the skills challenge and is waiting on that score to tabulate at judgeszone.com.
That's why Bari Musauer calls Ryan Anderson the blueprint. I'm going to go ahead and call him the innovator of violence here in the two-wheel skills challenge. But will it be enough to give him the top spot? There's the highlight right there, the bicycle moonwalk combo. Score to beat 9.292. And the score for Son of a Digger is new leader. There he is, Ryan Anderson. just like we saw earlier in the competition, 2 competitors in a row reset the bar in a big way, and only 2 drivers remain here in the Great Clip Skills Challenge. And the first of those 2 is Corey Rummel, Megalodon. Corey Rummel seeing what worked for Son of a Digger and Ryan Anderson, going for his version of the Morgan and Morgan moonwalk, and now he has 1 attempt to go.
Put your hands together for Corey Rummel, Megalodon. Go ahead and scan the QR code up on the video board and get that score in at judgeszone.com. We're nearing the end of the Great Clip Skills Challenge, but remember, Monster Jam fans, all of these drivers are counting on you to score.
Corey Rummel with a good run, but maybe not everything he would have wanted. That was a weird sound, and you can see him just backing up into his pit stall. He may have lost forward gear, something in his transmission right there, and all he can do is back up now. He does have a lot of time to work on that truck over halftime. Let's see what you came up with for Megalodon. 6.468. That is not going to be nearly enough here today. One driver remains, and he is looking to make it 2 out of 2. It's Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. The benefit of going last, you get to watch what works, what doesn't work, and why it did or didn't. And that's what Camden Murphy's showing you right now, putting his own spin before he sets it down with 1 attempt to go. Put your hands together for Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid.
He already has one competition win thus far. He's looking for a second. So go ahead and scan at judgeszone.com. Make sure you get that score in. This is your final opportunity to score during the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Once again, for Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid.
Camden Murphy dealing with a very good score to try to top, but not completely insurmountable. Will he do it? Speaking of, scores are locked. That score to beat is a 9.360. The score for Bakugan Dragonoid is not nearly enough. Your winner for the 11th time this season, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger.
Congratulations to Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger on a Great Clips Skills win. And I love this confident style. Did you think that you just knew that you had it no matter what? Going 10th, you really had to wow these fans.
No, I didn't think I knew I had it, no doubt about it. I had my boy Bryce Langlois in my ears. He talks to me the whole time I'm driving, so he made sure to let me know what everybody else did, how I could do it, and do it better. So I made sure to do what I know I would like to see if I was in you guys' seat. You guys want to see something crazy? And that's the only reason I'm here tonight, man. So I'm so stoked to be back here in Seattle ripping it up for you guys.
And we've been talking about the track conditions and how they've changed. How were you able to utilize what this feels like to be able to do those two-wheel skills?
Well, I'm not going to lie. This dirt is just right, and that rain we got this week was even better. So the traction is perfect for us this week. It's going to be a nasty night of freestyle. I'm ready to get absolutely wild tonight. So, Seattle, I know I come all the way from North Carolina, and I can promise you I didn't come to win racing or skills. I came for what's next. So, who's ready for Monster Jam Freestyle?
It has been an absolutely incredible start to the night here. Congratulations to both of our winners thus far, Camden Murphy and JCB Racing, and from moments ago, Ryan Anderson, who captures Great Clip Skills Challenge win number 11 of the 2024 season. Right now, this is halftime. It's the perfect time to get out of your seats, stretch your legs, walk around the concourse, take this opportunity to get a little bit warmer. We're coming right back with more Monster Jam Freestyle.
All right, Monster Jam fans, it is time for the final competition of the evening. But to kick things off, I have Lizzie standing next to me. She's having a great time here at Monster Jam, and we need all of you to take out your cell phones right now and turn on those flashlights and follow my lead on the beat. Go up, down, up, down, up, down. That's right. Keep going on the beat. That's right, Lumen Field. It's time for the final competition, the pinnacle of tonight's event. This is Monster Jam Freestyle.
30 seconds left. Hang on just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Right on cue. Now 27 seconds frozen on the clock. We'll see if he can refire right there. A good look inside that Monster Jam truck. And I've just been given word that the run is over. Let's hear it for Thunder Roris.
Monster Jam fans, while you're cheering, keep in mind this is your very first opportunity to score during Monster Jam Freestyle. So go ahead and scan that QR code up on the video board that takes you to judgeszone.com. Just like in the skills challenge, put in the code SEA and slide that BKT tire up or down to select the score. And don't forget to hit that submit button in the nick of time because the clock is ticking.
Colt Stevens absolutely riding that Monster Jam truck and pushing it to the limit. He busts his planetary, and once you do that, very difficult to continue. Leaves just under a half a minute on the clock. Let's see what you came up with over at judgeszone.com for the reigning freestyle world champ. 7.041, a very good score. He was probably on his way to an even better score, but he does leave 27 seconds on the clock, and I think that hurt him as he finished out the run. Don't forget, Monster Jam fans, we want you all in the house with us at Monster Jam World Finals coming your way May 18th, SoFi Stadium. Just a quick plane ride down the coast. You can be there. You can buy tickets right now at monsterjam.com. But you know what's better than buying tickets? Winning tickets for free at monsterjam.com/sweepstakes, where you can win a family 4-pack that includes airfare and accommodations, plus premium lower level seats and a VIP experience. There it is on the big screen. Scan the QR code to enter for your chance to win to see Monster Jam World Finals for free. Once again, scan that QR code or go to monsterjam.com/sweepstakes. We go from one freestyle world champ to another. As a matter of fact, a two-time world champion, the 27-year veteran racing in from out of the Motor City, Mr. Excitement, Jim Collar, Avenger. We might see a Morgan & Morgan backflip attempt here with 30 seconds to go.
applause going right now for Jim Kohler in Avenger. I don't really know what's gotten into him, but it's good. Monster Jam fans, as you can see, everyone is cheering. You should cheer as well, but get on over to judgeszone.com for one of our multi-world champions. Get that score in right now.
Jim Kohler, Mr. Excitement indeed. Absolutely tearing it up. That is a vintage run from that man right there. And let's check out the score from judgeszone.com. Have a night, Mr. Kohler. 9.814. New leader. A lot of love for that man right there. One of the best to ever do it. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. I hear that the chat is going crazy for Jim Kohler and Avenger and the run he just put together. A candidate definitely for Stadium Freestyle of the Year. He had a picture perfect, and I mean the kind of backflip that you would draw up in a lab. It was brilliant. Perfect rotation, perfect landing, and you thought that was going to be the exclamation point. No, 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 not from Jim Kohler as he continues on and has a sidewall one-wheel save that even Tyler Menninga in the stands got up to applaud. Camden Murphy came running out of the tunnel to show some love. He's got competitors here giving respect to a legend in the sport, and he is all alone in first place. And we are going to keep it with Team Scream, this time Joe Foley and El Toro Loco.
Monster Jam fans, put your hands together for Joe Foley, El Toro Loco. Really threw it down on the track, but couldn't quite land on those 4 BKT tires. Nonetheless, he does still qualify for that score at judgeszone.com. You still have some time left on the clock to get that score in.
Nobody on Stadium Championship Series West has more freestyle wins than Joe Foley and El Toro Loco. And you saw why. These are the kind of runs he's been putting together all season long. And right there, I thought he was going to throttle through and save it, but he just could not get it to catch. It is close to an unbelievable save, but he's going to come up just a bit short. Let's see what you came up with at judgeszone.com. A good run, but not nearly enough. 7.053, second place for now.
John, like you said, Joe Foley and El Toro Loco currently holding 4 freestyle wins, some of the most as far as leaders go across the entire United States right now in Monster Jam. I guarantee you he wanted to use the rest of those 53 seconds to completely wow you Monster Jam fans, not even getting a chance there to hit that backflip ramp. What I saw from up close and what our crew was being able to see is that down here it looked like he was going to save it. It was so close, but this dirt just slid out from underneath him. All around the dirt, if you're up close here, you can tell that it's still very rocky in some points, but other parts, it's going to be more tacky. So what our drivers are doing is they're feeling those BKT tires, and they're also looking through the clear Lexan underneath where their feet are. And what they're doing is they're taking a look at that dirt. They're doing the best that they can to kind of navigate where they need to go ahead and throttle out and where they need to go ahead and let the truck just drive. So it'll be interesting as the track continues and as we have other competitors hit the track, because this dirt is without a doubt going to continue to change. I know Joe Foley wanted a save, but I guarantee you guys will be seeing more saves for sure.
Take a look up at the video board, and there you see only 3 trucks have gone, and right now, Avenger in that top spot with an unbelievably high score. Will it hold up? Well, a lot of competitors still to come trying to knock off Jim Kohler from what would be his first freestyle win of the season. But right now, he is the standout with a 9.814. El Toro Loco, who just ran 7.053, and I think he would have fared even better than that had he not left just about a minute on the clock, and Thunder Roar started things off with a 7.041. Coming up next, Tyler Menninga, Grave Digger. The Morgan & Morgan
Lumen Field, get loud for Tyler Menninga in Gravedigger. And make sure you get that score in right now at judgeszone.com. What a wild, incredible ride that definitely qualifies for that score.
I know you're used to seeing Tyler Menninga drive Gravedigger, but this is Adam Anderson's truck. It is built different. It feels different. It rides different, but you would never know from the run that man just put on. Perfect ragged edge driving. Will it be enough to take over that top spot? 9.814 is your score to beat. The score for Gravedigger is... That is a great score, but it is not enough. Jim Kohler hangs on to your top spot, and Tyler Menninga can only lay back and watch it. Second place, a great score, though. Let's take a look up at the video board while we have the opportunity. Some of the highlights from this run. There's the backflip, a little bit of a moonwalk combination thrown in. But I think that entire run had the throttle rhythm that you're looking for. And you can see here just absolutely riding that truck on the brink. Sidewall, able to save it, able to kick up. Rear tires, one tire, it did not matter. Tyler Menninga putting on an absolute new school freestyle clinic throughout that run. He got a great score on any other night, probably enough to win, but not here tonight. Jim Kohler in your top spot. Here comes Caleb Blood, Soldier Fortune. Right there with 60 seconds on the clock. It is frozen in time, as is Soldier Fortune. We'll see if she can refire. You can see some of our recovery crew making their way not near Soldier Fortune, but to the middle of the track, checking out maybe some of that body debris that fell off of Soldier Fortune. You can see there reaching out to pick up something, and I think if Kayla Blood can refire once this recovery vehicle is clear, she will be able to go with 1 minute on the clock, the monster minute. Frozen there in suspended animation. Seattle, it's been a good run so far. Let's see if we can pump up Kayla Blood to finish strong. What do you say?
Monster Jam fans, give it up for Kayla Blood, Soldier Fortune, and make sure you get that score in right now at judgeszone.com. She definitely qualifies for the score.
Kayla Blood leaving just about 4 seconds on the clock, but what a wild ride that was, including the Morgan & Morgan backflip. She absolutely threw down. She was focused. She did not worry about that little bit of stoppage right there at the halfway point. She stayed in it and was able to keep her head down and finish strong, but will it be enough? Let's see what you came up with. A good score, but not enough here tonight. 8.5, 5-4, third place for Soldier Fortune.
All right, Monster Jam fans, I am hanging out in the stands right now. I had the pleasure of talking with Melanie and her mom, Paula. They're having a great time, and I want to do something special with Melanie right now. We have finished the lyric. If you look up at the screen, a song is going to pop up on the video board, and you have to try to sing the lyrics. Are you ready, Melanie?
Yes.
Okay, she's 5 years old and she can sing. Toss up that song right now.
We're gonna sing, okay? Living in my backseat, in the world of my baby, in the let it go. Let it go, let it go. I will storm and matter more. Let it go, let it go.
That's right, Melanie. She did a great job. It is scary to get up there on that big screen just like me. And Melanie, because you did this with me, I want to do something for you. Can you close your eyes? I have a friend coming down here that's going to give me something for you to take home with you today. This is one of our authentic trucks right here, one of our newest trucks. Open those eyes for me. This right here is Sparkle Smash, one of our newest trucks, and you get to take that home with you today. On behalf of Monster Jam and everyone at Spin Master, I need everyone out in the stands to give me a loud round of applause one more time for Melanie and Paula.
Back into the freestyle action, this time with Mike Christensen, Vendetta. Lining up for the Morgan & Morgan backflip.
Give it up for Mike Christensen, Vendetta. And make sure you score right now at judgeszone.com. The QR code is up on the video board conveniently for you. Keep in mind, again, just like in skills, all of these Monster Jam superstars are counting on you to score during freestyle because that is essentially how they get their scores. Everyone in Seattle, make sure you pull out those phones while you still have some time left.
And of course, that's the operative phrase right there. Everyone in Seattle lock those scores in at judgeszone.com. We appreciate everybody watching around the world on YouTube Live. But again, any scores you try to cast will not count. It's only for the folks here in person in Lumen Field. And speaking of, let's see what you came up with for Mike Christensen and Vendetta. 7.336, another good score, but only enough for fourth place. That score to beat will continue to belong to Jim Kohler and Avenger. Coming up next, it's Corey Rummel, Megalodon. We could see another Morgan and Morgan backflip.
Give it up for Corey Rummel, Megalodon. And go ahead and score right now at judgeszone.com. The QR code is up on the video board for you to go ahead and get that score in. You still have a little less than 20 seconds on that clock.
Another great freestyle run filled with a lot of wow moments, a lot of fluid rhythm from start to finish. But the question now becomes, will he take that top spot away that has been hanging on with Jim Kohler for several competitors now? Let's see what you came up with at judgeszone.com. He will not. 8.030. Fourth place for Megalodon. Score to beat, still Avenger. The next competitor to take a shot at that top spot is David Olfert, Velociraptor. Hang on a second. A little bit of trouble there for Velociraptor. He's moving once again. The clock was paused, but now he is rolling.
Make some noise for David Olfert, Velociraptor. Unfortunately, his run has come to an early end, but he does qualify for that score at judgeszone.com. Go ahead right now and scan the QR code up on the video board to make sure you get that score in before scores are locked.
David Olfert going outside of the boundaries there with just about 30 seconds left on the clock, and that's why the run comes to an early end. He may have been battling some truck issues as well. It just seemed like from all the way up here that Monster Jam truck not firing on all cylinders, maybe lost rear steer along the way. So a valiant effort nonetheless. Let's see what you came up with for Velociraptor. 4.983, not nearly enough for that top spot. And you can see there making the gesture to all the fans and also probably some of those tech officials as well that he is broken. So they might need the recovery team out here now for Velociraptor. Meanwhile, take a look up at the video board. Avenger still all alone at the top. Gravedigger made it close, but not close enough. It has been an unbelievable day for Avenger and Jim Kohler, as there's just a few more competitors as he tries to close out with a freestyle win. Here comes the Monster Jam Rookie of the Year, Chris Kohler, Monster Mutt.
Monster Jam fans, give it up for Chris Kohler in Monster Mutt. Right now is the time to go on over to judgeszone.com. Make sure you get that score in before scores are locked. That has run in early, but like I said, he does still qualify for that score.
And it seemed like right there, that is a classic case of a driver just feeling something with his truck, knowing that it cannot continue, or at least to the level with which he expects, because with about 45 seconds left on the clock, Chris Kohler sort of just made his way easily and slowly back to his pit stall. I think right there, that's a case of discretion being the better part of valor. Let's see what you came up with at judgeszone.com. Only a 5.273, not nearly enough, but his dad will continue to hold on to that top spot. Here comes Camden Murphy, Bakugan Dragonoid. We might see another Morgan & Morgan backflip attempt right here. Let's hear it for Bakugan Dragonoid. Camden Murphy got hung up a little bit on the side of that ramp and could not recover. There was a moment where I thought he might have what it takes to roll it back over, especially with the side of the berm kind of leaning with that Monster Jam truck. He might have a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill mixed in that would have resulted in an unbelievable save, but he falls just a little bit short, as it seems like the side of the berm was a little too unforgiving. Either way, I hope that you are locking in those scores, and I hope that you did lock in those scores at judgeszone.com if you're here with us in Seattle, because time is up, scores are locked. Let's see what you came up with. 7.639, another good score, but another score that is not close to that top spot. 5th place for Camden Murphy.
A lot of really tough competitors here on Stadium Series West. Joining us from Stadium Series East is Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger, who came up just short in freestyle. An incredible run, all of crew seating, all of these fans going crazy. What do you feel like was successful for you?
Yeah, you know what, just going out there and having fun, because I know if I'm having fun in that Monster Jam truck, you fans are going to have fun. But you know what, I'll take second place at Jim Kohler in Avenger any day with that awesome run that he had. That was awesome. I had a lot of fun. The question is, Seattle, are you having fun at Monster Jam?
And it truly only gets better here at Monster Jam. I'm so glad you mentioned Jim Kohler, because I know that story about you getting a bolt from him as a little kid in Pit Party. Can you tell these fans about what that meant to you and now competing against him? Yeah, Jim Kohler is one of everybody's favorite competitors on the track. He's old school. He's got the Avenger truck. It's been around, man. We love Jim Kohler, and it is awesome to see him out here still rocking that thing. Man, what a pleasure it is to watch him throw down a freestyle like that. Kudos to Jim, man. That run was awesome. It got me pumped up to go out there and do the same thing myself. And starting as a childhood fan, working your way up, now behind the wheel of Gravedigger. But this is a different chassis than what you're used to. These fans may not realize that we have 5 different Gravediggers in the state. So, you know, Adam Anderson's Gravedigger is a little bit different. What are you picking up on? Because you look pretty comfortable in it. Yeah, you know what? The shocks land so good. You know what? You could build 12 Monster Jam trucks exactly the same. Every one of them is going to act different, and that one right there is my favorite reacting Gravedigger in the fleet. Adam's got an awesome truck. That was an awesome freestyle. I had a lot of fun, man. But Seattle, don't go anywhere, because we still got 2 trucks left. That's right, Monster Jam fans, and we did just see Avenger there on the screen. They replayed that run, and you talked about being a fan. Anything you want to say to these Monster Jam fans for what's to come? You know what? Just thank you guys for coming out in Seattle tonight. I've been having a blast. I hope you guys are having a blast. And like I said, don't go anywhere. 2 rowdy freestyles coming up next. Buckle your seatbelts.
Great insight right there from Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger, but the song remains the same. Avenger, Jim Kohler, going for his first freestyle win of the season. The 27-year veteran has been hanging on for basically the entire competition, and there's just 2 more cracks at knocking him off the top spot. The 2 competitors to do it are 2 unbelievable competitors, 2 former world champions. Up first, Todd LeDuc, Zombie. There's the Morgan & Morgan backflip, and he's still going. The clock is paused, 10 seconds. Great awareness right there from Todd LeDuc to use the ramp to his advantage, and he's still going.
Make some noise for Todd LeDuc. Zombie, a first-timer this season in that truck, and he really came here and did not come to play with Stadium Championship Series West. Go ahead and get that score in at judgeszone.com while you still have some time left.
Todd LeDuc has never in his illustrious career driven Zombie until tonight. He did not have a chance to practice. He did not have a chance to do anything in that truck, and I think it showed in racing. He got a little better in skills, but man, that was a freestyle we are used to seeing from the former Freestyle World Finals champ. The question is, will it be enough for that top spot? Let's see what you came up with for Zombie. A great score, but still not enough. Your top spot, Avenger.
Seattle, Washington! We've got one more Monster Jam truck left tonight. My buddy, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger!
There's the Morgan & Morgan backflip.
Give it up for Ryan Anderson, son of a digger. This is your final opportunity to score during Monster Jam Freestyle. He really truly rode that truck until the back wheel fell off. Make sure you go ahead and score right now at judgeszone.com.
Ryan Anderson sometimes makes it look so smooth and effortless, and sometimes he's like, you know what? I'm going to tear this truck apart piece by piece by piece. But will it be enough for your top spot? Avenger right now with a 9.814. The score for Son of a Digger is... It is not enough. Ladies and gentlemen, your freestyle winner for the first time since February 7th, 2021, Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler, Avenger. Jim Kohler, one of the best to ever do it, one of the innovators of this sport. He is back on top of the mountain. Let him feel the love, Seattle.
Congratulations to Jim Kohler in Avenger, a much well-deserved win. Congratulations there. What did it take to be able to get this win? Huge air. You can see your team right now, competitors, but also here rooting for you.
You know what? Driving out here to Seattle, it took us 56 hours in the semi, and it was well worth it. Because these fans here, they're Avenger fans. I love you guys. Yeah!
Take a look up at the video board as the celebration continues. Your overall event champion right there, Ryan Anderson, son of a digger with 31 total points. Monster Jam fans, we talked about it all night from Monster Jam trackside, and you have heard it right here, right now. With that victory, with that trophy, that man gets to take home a bigger trophy. He has clinched your series championship. The first one going to Monster Jam World Finals is Ryan Anderson.
Perseverance and proven his worth here on Stadium Series West, grabbing a series championship here, an automatic bid to Monster Jam World Finals. All the hard work that happens behind the scenes, your best buddy behind the wheel as well with you. Talk to us about what's going on here.
Man, I'm so excited. You can see everybody else is loving it too. I just got ice cold water down my back. But, man, I tell you guys, I've been having a blast this year, and this dude right here has not only become the best crew chief in the world, in my opinion, but my best buddy, too. So we got this together. He's in my ear all the time. He's behind the wrenches all the time. So he is the reason the truck stays together. And that gives me the ability to do it, what I do for you fans, man. You guys pay your hard-earned money. I see every piece of Digger merchandise. It doesn't matter if it's Grave Digger or Son of a Digger. I'm looking at it, and you guys support us. You guys are the reason why we can run the way we do, and you guys are the reason we do what we do. You guys have supported us since 1982, and I will never forget that. But I got to ask one thing, because it's most important. Who had a good time in Monster Jam tonight?
That just got all
that went all in my mouth.
All I can say is congratulations are in order. First for Jim Kohler, capturing his first freestyle win since 2021. What a moment for that man. And speaking of moments, Yanissa, we just saw it. Ryan Anderson seemed like he was on a date with destiny from the first event of the season in San Francisco, California. He rides the wave. He sweeps through the field, and now he is the first driver confirmed to be going to Monster Jam World Finals.
Yeah, John, I'm going to be honest. I was kind of worried at first because last season, Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger did take it home, and he hadn't been with us all season. And then the one day we know that Ryan Anderson can clinch, comes back, Tyler Menninger in Gravedigger again. I'm happy for Ryan Anderson. I'm also happy that all the fans had so much fun today. Seattle, you are rock stars, and we had a great time right here at Lumen Field.
And you know what? It's not just the fans here in Seattle. Although you are electric, you live up to the hype, you get loud, you are the 12. But we got fans from all over the world who had the opportunity to watch this live on YouTube. Watch Jim Kohler, watch Ryan Anderson, watch 12 of the hardest working superstars in the entire world. And we thank everybody who tuned in. We thank all of you here in Seattle. For Yanissa Cruz, for Lindsay Noble, I'm John Saponaro. We hope you had fun, and we'll see you at the next Monster Jam.
The keys in the ignition, so drivers fire your engines. It's a battle to the end. Never give up, never give in. It's grit and guts, dirt and dust. Get out your seat and put your hands up. Let's ride, we got the green light. It's a party in the pit tonight. That's right. Let's go, this is how we roll on tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter where you're from, it's running through your blood. Time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You waited, now you made it to the greatest show on dirt. It's the Monster Jam, Jam, Jam. Yeah. It's wheelies and backflips, donuts and burnouts and walk-ins. Full throttle, head to head. You be the judge of which truck's gonna win. Let's ride, we got the green light. It's a party in the pit tonight. Let's go, this is how we roll on tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter where you're from, it's running through your blood. Time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You waited, now you made it to the greatest show on dirt. It's the Monster Jam, Jam, Jam. When I say monster, you say jam. Monster, monster. Yeah, when I say monster, you say jam. Monster, monster. Let's ride, we got the green light. It's a party in the pit tonight. Let's go, this is how we roll on tires that are larger than life. Doesn't matter where you're from, it's running through your blood. Time to get loud, everybody buckle up. You waited, now you made it to the greatest show on dirt. It's the Monster